Bismillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa mawala. Today, In Sha Allaah, we're going to start we finished the characteristics of the opposite. And today, In Sha Allaah, we're going to start the characteristics which has no opposite. We're going to start with the first one, which is the whistle, as-Safir. As-Safir, as you can see in the picture, this definition is sharpness in the sound or pronouncing the letters of whistle, due to the sound being forced through a tight opening at the articulation point. Its letters are three: Sad, Zay, and Sin. So when the sound is pushed through in between the teeth, the characteristic of Safir is it appears. The levels of the sound of Safir from the strongest to the weakest. One, when they have a shadda. For example, وَالصَّابِرِينَ وَالصَّابِرَاتِ وَالسَّلَامُ عَلَيَّ تَأُزُّهُمْ أَزَّا. Second level is when it has a sukun, وَالْعَصْرِ وَالْمُسْلِمِينَ وَالْمُسْلِمَاتِ وَأَقِمِ الْوَزْنَ. When the third one is when it has a vowel, أَلَمْ نَشْرَحْ لَكَ صَدَرَكَ وَسَلَامٌ وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ, and so on. The next characteristic is the vibration, al-qalqala. Al-qalqala is a movement or vibration within its place. The scholars of the Arabic language, such as Al-Khalil Ibn Ahmad al-Farahidi, used this name from something that the people of the Sahara Desert were accustomed to, which is the pot that lies on the fire. If this pot reaches a boiling point, it shakes and it becomes unstable. So the Arab would say تَقَلْقَلَ الْقِدْرُ تَقَلْقَلَ الْقِدْرُ on the fire. تَقَلْقَلَ الْقِدْرُ عَلَى النَّارِ. Therefore, so that means when the pot starts shaking and moving within its place because of boiling, the Arab, they call it, they say تَقَلْقَلَ الْقِدْرُ. So therefore, qalqala is a movement or vibration of something within its place. Now, qalqala, as you can see in the picture of the example, the jim, qalqala, it happens by the vibration of the articulation point when the letter is unvoweled until a strong accent is heard. It has 5 letters. They are gathered into one sentence, which is called qutbu jid. Qaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal. The qalqala, it should happen naturally without using the lips or the circling of the lips or the lowering of the jaw, because that's what some people they tend to do. Now the qalqala has the reason for qalqala, it is because the letter of qalqala combined the characteristics of al-jahr and al-shidda. Al-jahr is a complete imprisonment of the flowing of the breath. The shidda is the complete imprisonment of the running of the sound. These two characteristics, when they are combined in one letter, they cause disturbance in the articulation point. And that disturbance is revealed by the qalqala. Like, for example, aq, ad, aj, and so on. Now, qalqala has levels. It has three different levels. Qalqala kubra, which is greater. This is used when stopping on one of the letters of qalqala that has a shadda, like al-haqq, wa-tab, al-hajj. Qalqala mutawassita, which is medium. This is used when stopping on one of the letters of qalqala with sukun. For example, ahad, muhit, al-falaq. Qalqala sughra, which is lesser, which is used when one of the letters of qalqala is sakin and voweled in the middle of the word, or is at the end of the word and we are not stopping on that word. For example, wal fajr, iqtaraba, وجدنا قطمير أبتر. In between two words, قد خلت لينفق ذو سعة فانصب وإلى, and so on. Common mistakes in the vibration. The qalqala must not be accompanied by any opening of the mouth, circling of the lips, or lowering of the jaw. It should not end with the sound of hamza or ha. Next one, it should not be lengthened more than its natural sound. So, for example, اقترب. Now this is too much. It's too much. اقترب. Now we are lengthening the qalqala. It should be اقترب فقد ضل لقد جاءكم. Not لقد جاءكم فقد ضل. So prolonging it is wrong. The next one is the ease. The next characteristic is the ease, اللين in Arabic. The ease, it is to pronounce a letter from its articulation point with ease and without making any effort with the tongue. It is a characteristic of the unvoweled waw and ya when preceded by fatha, like khawf, qawm, al-bayt, Quraysh. These two letters are also the letters of lengthening, as they will be explained in Sha Allaah in the chapter of lengthening. The next characteristic is deviation, which is al-inhiraf in Arabic. Deviation, as you can see in the picture, deviation of the sound from its articulation point until it nears another articulation point. Its letters are lam and ra. As you can see, the deviation of the sound in the letter lam, it goes through the left and the right of the tongue. If you do l, the sound is running from the left and the right of your tongue. The next characteristic is the repetition, at-takrir. The repetition is the trilling of the tongue while pronouncing a letter. As I explained to you before, the trilling, it should be light so you don't hear more than one ra. So the hidden should be the trilling should be hidden, especially in the letter which the ra when it has a shadda. The next characteristic is the characteristic of the spreading around. In Arabic is called at-tafashi. As you can see in the picture, it is the spreading of the sound after the articulation point. It has one letter, which is the sheen. Ash, ash. You can feel that the sound is spreading around all of your mouth. Levels of the sound of tafashi from strongest to the weakest. When it has a shadda, والشمس فاستعذ بالله من الشيطان. When it has sukun, والمشركين والمشركات. When it is voweled, من شر ومن يوم تشقق, and so on. These three levels of tafashi, the sound, these three levels applies to all the Arabic letters. All the Arabic letters, when they have, there is three levels of them. When they have sukun, when they have shadda, first, when they have sukun, and then when they have vowels. The next characteristic is the al-istitala, the lengthening. The lengthening is the pushing of the tongue forward within its articulation point. This is due to the compression of the sound. The tongue is pushed forward until its tip slightly touches the articulation point of the letter lam. The letters of istitala, lengthening, is the letter dad only. So, as we explained before, in the letter dad, when the sound is coming out from your lungs, and then you position the edge of the tongue beside the molars, and then the sound has nowhere to go, it will push the tongue, and then the tongue will move just a little bit, and then it touches the articulation point of the lam. The tip of the tongue touches the gum of the upper incisors. So this moving is called istitala in Arabic. So the sound is moving within itself. This is istitala. The sound is moving within its articulation point. The next characteristic, which is the ghunna, we can add it because most of the scholars they say ghunna, it is a characteristic. The nasal, which is called the nasalization. It is the nasal sound that is emitted from the nasal passage without any function of the tongue. It has two letters, which is noon and meme. As you can see in the picture, the sound of the noon and the meme is all from the nose. If you close your nose, you will have no meme and no noon. This is the end of the sifat that has no opposite. We will continue inshallah with the group of the strong and the weak of characteristics in the next chapter inshallah. Just one more, there is one more characteristic which scholars they add, is called concealment. So they add the ghunna and concealment. Concealment is characteristics of the three med letters. Just want to give it to you just in case you see it in a book or you read it or whatever. Some scholars they add another characteristic. As I told you, they differ between some they say 16, some they say 17, and so on. We gave 17, and then we added the ghunna, which most of the scholars they added, and the concealment as well. Some scholars they add the concealment. Until next time, inshallah, we're going to do the division of the characteristics according to strong and weak letters, inshallah. Until next time, subhanakallah wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.